Buonasera a tutti. Of course, hi everyone, and it is not rants today because as Flo said in the YouTube chat, rants in the last minute has withdrawn from the commentary due to his some things to do from himself. And we are here today for commentating the qualifying in Mugello, and today with me there is a new voice you actually heard on Tuesday, in the GPT race, and it is Leighton. So say hi to the chat, Leighton.
Ladies and gentlemen, second time running since F2 Baku. Now it's time for DTM at Mugello.
Nice. Are you actually looking forward to this qualifying, Leighton?
Yeah, it shall be fun. Mugello's always an exciting track for IRL racing, especially in the motorcycle industry. So hopefully it does good for car racing today.
Yeah, indeed, absolutely. Sometimes it can be even dangerous, but we'll come to it later. So we're now going to see the weather, of course, and we are actually seeing the weather, and the weather is actually we will have dry conditions for the qualifying because the rain will arrive after the qualifying will finish. So there we go. You can see actually the image in the background representing the 100 Grand Prix for Ferrari. And so there we go.
Yeah, the SF1000, very weird car. They were celebrating that team picture at Mugello, very special.
Yeah.
Back in the day with Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc.
Yeah, hopefully no one in DTM will have to drive a car like that. And there we go. So there we go with adventure here. So far, the championship has been quite interesting, I would say. Actually, at the moment, there is one guy leading the championship with even a good gap. It is Kai Seresnia. He was racing in Formula E during 2015 or 16 to 2018. Then he stopped and he returned this season to race, and actually he has returned pretty well, and he's actually dominating so far the series. Quite a surprise. And there we go. So we're here with Caio Moratelli. Last time out, he had quite a good race. Actually, he's currently 8th in the standings, if I remember correctly. And so far, now we will commentate, of course, the lap. And Leighton, so far, what do you think has been the surprise of the season in your opinion so far in DTM?
If I had to go for the one person that's actually been really surprising, it would actually be Kai Shaneshnia. He's leading the way. He got first place at Hockenheim, got second place at the Red Bull Ring, and he's just outperforming. He's got an 8-point lead to Terwick, who's in P2, and I just feel like Kai's just outperforming at the moment, and I feel like he could do very good today, and hopefully continue that podium streak that he has going on at the moment.
Yeah, indeed. So far it has been quite a nice return from him in the series, and hopefully he can keep the momentum. As now we are going to see Kai Moratelli introducing us to a tour in Mugello. We are coming here at the end of turn 1 at San Donato. Then we go to the Luca corner, and here we go. Luca corner done. Poggio Secco here, and we're now going into turn 4, the Materassi corner, and first sector not yet done. Then we on here always the Materassi, and it is a 30.4 for Moratelli, Arrabbiata Uno. Sorry, Casanova Savelli. I misunderstand it. And there we go. We are here at Arrabbiata Uno, and then Arrabbiata 2. And we go now on to the most exciting part of the track, in my opinion, at least for motorcycle, and the Scarperia and the Palagio. And then we come here at Correntaio, and then we approach sector 2, which is a 58.6 for Mortelli. We are here at approaching the two Biondetti corners, Biondetti 1, Biondetti 2. And then we're here at Bocine, last corner, approaching the straight. Of course, here is important to have a good exit, to have a good straight line speed. And now we are going to see what is Moratelli's lap, and it is a 1:27.7. Adventure way faster than him. Sazonov in second, Fosbury second. Let you do the rest of the laps, Leighton.
Yeah, Stewart comes across the line and he goes P4, but Clark goes lead. But no, he gets beaten by Batch there. But like you were talking about, the favourite corners on the track, for me personally, it's Casanova and Savelli. Personally for the real life motorcycling business. But here we go, we've got a few laps coming across the line, and it's actually very close between the top 4 here. Only covered by 86 milliseconds. As there we go, the gap starts to open up as the track starts to improve here at Mugello.
Yeah, there we go. And yeah, nice choice about Casanova Savelli. A great corner as well. We're now seeing Hamid 22nd and Tawik in third. So at the moment it is 2018 DTM champion on pole position. It is Rosetta Martinez. So far having a very difficult season. Let's see now what Hamid actually has done, and the reason of why he is so slow currently. Okay, it seems all okay here. Maybe a turn the Poggio Secco here. You know, he lose quite a lot. He was quite slow.
It didn't look like he was going through much pace through the sector 1 here, and he just looked like he was just maybe taking it a bit slower than usual compared to the other drivers, as he's 3 to 5 times off in the first sector.
Indeed. Yeah. Oh, all right. So mistake at Borgo San Lorenzo. Yeah, Materassi San Lorenzo. And yeah, so first rounds are done, and so far Martinez on pole position with Fakhri Zain in second, and Matthias Sturwick always there in third place at the moment. So far a good season. Can it be maybe the season where Matthias Sturwick can battle for the title? What do you think, Leighton? I think actually Sturwick have a good shot for the title, but
yeah, maybe. It all depends on consistency. As you know, in the racing world, consistency is key in championship fights. You know, you could mess up one race and it could cost you at the end of the day in the championship fight. So consistency is key in a championship fight, and you always want to perform to the team's expectations, and you always want to do better than your rivals in every race.
Absolutely. And above all in DTM, which is one of the championship that requests a lot of consistency. You can win even championship here without wins. But important is to bring results. So it is important most of the times to get points, podiums, points. But important is always to close a race in an important position, especially here in a series which is very, very competitive.
Yeah, especially in DTM, it is a very difficult series to always perform, because one weekend you could perform higher than you feel you could do, and then next weekend you could be at the back of the grid. But I guess that's the same with every series. I, as Kai Shineshnia is showing at the moment, consistency is key with P1 and P2 in both of the last two races, and I'm guessing he will want to keep that on here at Mugello.
Absolutely. So far, he's 15th, but there's still a lot of time to improve. So I wouldn't be worried at all for him if I wasn't him, saying the current position. And Michael Clark returns on track. And so far, actually, Michael Clark is having a bit of disastrous seasons. After several seasons, he wanted to join in DTM. Finally, he joined in DTM. And so far, he's having a little bit of nightmare season. A bit complicated races. One race in the first race in Ockheim has been a DNF with a failure, and last race he has been far from the top positions, and finishing, if I remember correctly, in something like P15 or something like that. He was at the back of the grid, and yeah. So far it's 6, and maybe it's the right track, the right week to prove himself and to finally perform well. What do you think, Clayton?
Yeah, just looking at the standings, he is P20, and like you said, in the first race he'd retired, in the second race he got P14, which obviously he will not be happy with. But he's currently sitting in 6th position. He's only a 10th off Martinez. If he gains 10 milliseconds, he moves up to 3rd. So Michael Clark will go into this race wanting maximum push effort to try and get those points that he perhaps lost in race 1 and race 2. So he'll go into this race with all the determination to get points and come out and show people that he actually has that capacity of getting points and finishing in high positions.
Absolutely. But sadly, this lap he won't improve because he's 3 tenths down, unless a miracle happens. But of course, Michael is searching redemption this week, and of course, we hope that it can come this redemption. And now Michael Clark approaching sector 2 here at current tire, and now he's not improving. He gained a little bit, but it probably won't be enough for him to improve his lap time. Out of him, it would have been maybe traffic, but at the end it won't. Maybe it could be a little bit of help for him here with the slipstream, but I don't think it won't be enough. And yeah, Michael Clark doesn't improve. No, Start is improving. About Start, actually people are memeing his name, and Start improves to 10th, and Adventure doesn't improve. Fosbury is improving, and let's see where he will go. Leighton, you can do the rest.
So he here is currently down on their lap, but will come across the line and will not improve, and stays in. Ellie comes across the line and is not improving, but maybe Wolf is improving and goes up to 8th position. Campana stays. Nella is also down on their lap. They did not improve. Eboba is currently up on their lap, and hopefully they can improve from P21. And there we go, up to P10. Terwick is down and stays in their position. So maybe
I think that's kind of a mistake, maybe.
Or perhaps a yellow flag going through this section.
Oh yes.
Goes wide.
Lost it here. Lost it at between the Arabiata's corners. Too much curb.
And there we go. Just lost all that time in that part of the track, and just not being able to improve. As here comes we. They are up on their lap. Will they improve from P20 and goes up to P9? So good improvement from there.
Coleman Martinez doesn't improve. FG and Titkov as well. And Parish.
Louisville is up flat. I think it's P50.
And yeah, so there it is for the second rounds. And actually, as Jiri won Sibobo to win this championship, he actually improved to 11. So that's the power of God Jiri. And yeah, so Martinez at the moment still stays on pole, and I didn't notice actually the gaps are very close at the top positions. Actually, it is 1/10 between Martinez, who is on pole, and Clark, who is 6. It's very, very close. As always, DTM brings a lot of close gaps in general during qualifying. So, yeah. You actually need to put good laps and to make the slightest difference possible to gain much more, the most position you want, actually. So, yeah.
One thing we were speaking about the pole sitter Rosetta Martinez is they currently sit in last position in the DTM standings with an even worse start than Michael Clark, and after finishing P20 and retiring in the second race, currently on pole position, surprisingly. So it goes to show the difference between races and how much it can change.
Yeah, absolutely. These 2 weekends has been quite a disaster for Martinez. The first race at Hockenheim, he spawned and he lose a lap, rejoining the track, waiting for everyone to pass him. And last race, his race lasted not even one corner because he was taken out in lap 1. So finally, at the moment, maybe could be the right moment for Martinez to start finally season properly. Let's see. And we are here with James Start. Of course, we won't actually call him with the surname that Harmar gave him in the Discord chat, so don't worry, James, we won't call you like that, as now we are approaching the third rounds here. And yeah, so far Leighton, I think that a disappointment has been Kai Seresnia. So far is only 18th, actually, from the stairs to the back of the grid.
Yeah, but I feel like Kai has the gap in the championship to have one bad race. So maybe just even if they take just 1 or 2 points this weekend, I feel like Kai could risk having just one bad race and still lead the championship after the phenomenal 2 rounds that he had in Hockenheim and Spielberg. So it just depends, but yeah, 18th place for the championship leader is not good, especially nearly 6 tenths behind Martinez in P1. So he will definitely want an improvement and want to move up the grid, because you don't want to start low behind everyone else and having to make your way through the grid, especially in the race, because it can cost you championship points, which I'm sure Kai will not want this weekend at all.
Yeah, indeed, absolutely. And yeah, maybe even one bad race can actually still keep him in the leadership of the championship, but of course he surely prefers to be at least in the top 10. And yeah, now we're seeing Start is improving, and it is 1.5 tenths down in the second sector. Maybe Start can actually improve to 8th if he keeps it clean to the last corner here at Bucine, approaching now the straight. It's important here to have a good speed at the exit of Bucine. Now we are going to see where James Start will place himself, and he plays himself in 10th. And the guy we were talking about, the championship leader Kai Seresnia, improves to 3rd. He listened to us.
Yeah, how it all changes. And actually, Kai's two championship leaders, Wick and Parish, are currently sitting in P4 and P14. So, you know, if Kai can start ahead of them, then it'll be good.
Sazonov.
Um, wow.
Sazonov is on pole. Sazonov is on pole, and Mortar is improving as well, and improves into P2. Sorry for if I interrupted you. But there was this major actually surprise with Andrei Sazonov, the BTC 2020 to 2020 BTCC champion, improving and getting the provisional pole at the moment.
Yeah, Sazonov puts it on pole out of nowhere as Campana looks to have an issue or perhaps a little mistake, and here we go.
Yeah, I think more a little mistake here at yes, he has done a little mistake here at Ojo Secco. And yeah, his lap was already done after the sector 1.
Yeah, so Sazonov sticks it on pole position, and there we go.
Oh, Martinez very close. Mirror and GP5. Good lap.
Very, very good as Forsberg stays. Iboba's not improving. So is Titkov. They're not improving either. So they will stay in their position as Fatrazane comes across the line, does not improve either. Parish isn't improving, so it looks like drivers are just not improving on their laps here, as actually Terwick is down now. So no one's improving at the moment, apart from the top 3 who managed to gain the most performance out of their cars in that time phase, as well as Kai, who went from being low down all the way up to P6. So very good.
Watch out for V.
Yeah, they are up on their lap here.
Let's see V. Oh, improves to 12. Maybe the traffic of Sazonov made him lose some time. And Jay McKenzie finally in the top 5 positions. We're finally seeing Jay McKenzie after 2 horrible seasons. Maybe it's the right time to see him the top. I hopefully, I really hope so. And yeah, that's P5 for Jay McKenzie at the moment, and also Hamid improved, but still far from the rest of the group, and still sits down to nearly 3 tenths behind Fosbury.
Yeah, there was a driver going fastest in the first sector by 9 milliseconds. I couldn't catch who it was.
Yeah, it was Hapchi, but it is because of the in lap and the fuel is lower. So usually drivers in the in lap with less fuel tends to go faster.
The fastest in the sectors, yeah. I think everyone's just gonna box and wait for the fourth set of laps. Sorry, so we're just gonna have to be patient and see who will go out first, as everyone's just gonna pit.
Yeah. So third run here done, and Sazonov at the moment is on pole position. Last race Sazonov could have won the race, maybe. I think I followed the race, and it wasn't a 2-stop, but actually the 2-stop strategy at the end actually kind of screwed him, because he lost a lot of seconds on the pit stop, and he came beyond traffic, and he lose like a lot of laps behind way slower cars, and at the end he coached Sereznia, but it wasn't enough, so he finished at P3. But I do think that if there was other 3 or 4 laps, maybe Sazonov could have won the last race in Austria. Quite a bit unlucky. Finally, maybe he's searching the redemption here at Mugello. Who knows?
Yeah, one driver that is not having a great weekend is Hamid in P22. Currently 3 tenths off the closest driver. So they're not having the best of weekends here today. I'm sure Hamid will not be happy with his performance in qualifying, but some drivers might outperform in qualifying, but in the race they don't have that pace. So you never know. Hamid might qualify last, and move up the grid during the race to a better position, perhaps.
Yeah, there is always this possibility. When you start last, usually it's even an advantage sometimes because you get different strategy, and maybe you go longer than others. When others get stuck in traffic and you get a good pace, you can maybe jump quite a lot of people, and then you can also be in contention for battling for some good position in the points. So today, so far, it's not going well for him, but let's see. Of course, there is still 8 minutes to go, and we are here with Bella Nuraville. Actually, she's doing pretty well. Sadly, I would say in Hockenheim, she lost a possible win due to a spin in corner one, if I remember correctly. And she still finished at P5, but she could have won in Hockenheim instead of Kaiser. And she was pretty fast there, and yeah, last race was quite a bit of disaster, but if she gets things right, she could be a serious potential podium or even race winner contender constantly. But of course, as we said before, the consistency is important here, and so far she's not having so much consistency, but the season is long, and let's see if she will improve with that. I'm sure we will. She will for sure.
Actually, Neuville does not improve on her lap. As here we go, we've got some Michael Clark comes across the line and he's not up either. Here comes Rosetta Martinez, he's down as well, so it's no improvements for them as here comes Kai.
P3.
There we go, only 84 milliseconds off Sazonov in P1 as Forsberg is down as well on his lap. So it's all about getting their laps together and hooking it up so then they could go high up the grid.
FGP3, great lap. Great effort by Mir and FG. Sazonov doesn't improve. And we are here with one of the current championship contenders, but it's too early to say that. But at the moment, it is what it is, and yeah, it doesn't improve. Nether doesn't improve as well. Adventure doesn't improve, and we finally having free track in front of him. Last run, he got a little bit held up by Sazonov and improves to the top 10 in P8. Hibobo doesn't improve. Mackenzie again improves and moves up again to P5, this time in front of Moratelli. Fakhrizane. See, Fakhrizane P3 for Drifky Fakhrizane. That's a good improvement for him. And also at the back of the grid, if I see correctly, Start and Campana improved, but respectively stays in P15 and P18. So far a little bit of difficult session for both of them. Matthias Tui doesn't improve and stays in P9. And I think no, Adam Wolf still have to complete his lap, but it seems he's not improving. So we're waiting here for Adam Wolf to crossing the line. And Adam Wolf doesn't improve. So far it has been quite like people waked up, shows their real potential in the second part of qualifying. So maybe in the first part of qualifying they hid their real pace, and they showed up the pace in the second part of qualifying. And also, Serezny and Mackenzie, the two Polish drivers, are having the same time. I don't know who of the two have the higher garage position, because if it is Mackenzie, actually Florian will have to do a little bit of work for tomorrow's race during the...
Actually doesn't matter anymore if the game gets it wrong with the order when the times are the same, because as of this season I'm doing the mistake rate thing.
Ah, all
Also
right. So
because of the spare car ban we have. So I thought for F2 and DTM, bringing that in would give a little bit of more interesting stuff to the qualifying, which can happen. So yeah, I decided to do that, and I have to set up the grid manually anyways. So yeah, actually, I don't have to get angered by GP4 having it the wrong way around anymore. So yeah, problem
that's
solved.
good news. That's a good news, and fair enough for that. And yeah, I was saying, Leighton, that actually the top 7 now is separated by less than a tenth. So it's still impressive how the field is so close again.
Yeah, only separated by 95 milliseconds, and it's very close out front. Only second place and third place only separated by 1 millisecond, but qualifying is a lot different to the race. A lot of drivers could perform their absolute best in qualifying, but in the race it's so much different. The field will most likely be separated. So it just all depends, but there's a massive difference between qualifying and the race in terms of performances from each driver. As we've got 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock here, and these will be the drivers' final laps, I would imagine. So it's going to be very entertaining. Who can beat Sazonov for pole position at the moment?
Let's see if Sazonov can actually keep it at the end of the session, or if it is someone else taking the pole. For sure, maybe it won't be James Start, who is not improving in Sector 1. And Sector 2, usually I see drivers gaining time there. But let's see. Now he's approaching here the Scarperia, now going on to Palagio, and then here and to Correntaio. No, he won't improve, surely. He won't improve, and he's qualifying will finish in P15 or lower, depends if people behind him in standings at a moment will improve. And also he was the pole sitter in Hockenheim, and yeah, these 2 races aren't actually going well for him, and James Starr doesn't improve.
It just looks like James has lost his mojo, perhaps, since round 1, and just seems to be struggling. But one driver we haven't really mentioned is Victor Iboba. He's currently in P16 and P6 in the Drivers' Championship, so Victor will not be happy to be that far down, as Kai isn't improving either. But back to Victor, he will not be happy being that far down when all of his championship rivals are towards the front of the field here at Mugello.
Balanier will improve to P19, and yeah, Victor Bobo. Actually, he starts well, and I don't know, last few seasons when he starts well, at some point he lost actually the plot and the consistency, and he started to struggle in unusual positions. Also, remember that Ibobo caused a lot of crashes, but of course that's the past. Meanwhile, Hamid improved, and everyone now is covered in 6.5 tenths. So we're now seeing Fosbury trying to get in the slipstream of Turwick, and he doesn't improve. Jay McKenzie now will cross the line, and I think actually, oh yeah, Fosbury lost the time probably behind Turwick in the first sector, and now we're seeing Will Neller going to cross the line, and he doesn't improve. James starts coming to the pit, and later you can do, of course, the rest of the laps.
Yeah, so Iboba comes across the line. Victor is not improving. Moratelli is not improving either. Parrish is not improving. So it looks like the drivers are just coming to the end as the checkered flag is out, and here we are. Parish doesn't improve. Zane is not improving either on his lap, so it looks like drivers are just really struggling. Adventure isn't improving either, and I think it's just getting close as Wee isn't improving at all. Xavier Wee just doesn't seem to improve at all as well, so it looks like the drivers just cannot find the pace in this final stage. And it looks like Sazonov will be on pole position unless someone can come out with a stonking lap towards the end. As here we go, Forsberg and Terwick are fighting. It's only qualifying, lads. Keep it together. As Terwick is just holding up Forsberg here. As there we go, Forsberg goes into pits, and maybe Forsberg were holding up Terwick here, and Terwick just doesn't improve. And, Mackenzie's not improving either, so it looks like Sazonov will get pole position. Andrei Sazonov will get pole position here in Mugello unless someone can find that last lap. But it doesn't look like anyone is doing it, so perhaps this is the end. And, I don't want to say early, but Andrei Sazonov is on pole position.
Yeah, you can say it now because we are here with the session over, and yeah, of course, the game putted Mackenzie ahead of Sereznia, but we will talk about it later. And here it is, the results. So Sazonov on pole position and ahead of Rosetta Martinez. Look how close are the gaps. Top 7 covered in a 10th. Then, of course, Rosetta Martinez finally getting a strong result. Pacrizian in 3rd. Evchi in a strong 4th position. Mackenzie finally in the top 10, 5th place for him. Championship leader Kai Sereznia actually in P6. Well done to him, still in the top position. And of course, forgot it. And Kai Sereznia 5th and John Mackenzie 6th. Of course, the game decided to swap the names because of the garages. And then we have Kyle Moratelli in P7 and Xavier Vui in P number 8. Matthias Terwick in P9, not bad for him, 2nd in the championship. And Will Neller in P10. And Leighton, you can do, of course, the rest of the grid.
Yeah, Maxim Titkov in P11, Michael Clark in P12, Daniel Adventure in P13, Adam Wolf in P14, James Stewart in P15, Victor Iboba in P16, Will Parrish in P17, Liam Kapana in P18, Bella Newaville in P19, Mohammed Ustman Hamid in P20, Halil Sahin in P21st, and in last position is Jared Fosbury. So good qualifying there from the guys.
Also, I forgot to mention that, as Joe mentioned in the chat, it is the 2nd pole in a row for Andrei Sazonov. So I really hope this time you will convert it to the win. I hope it won't be a jinx, but I would like to see Sazonov winning because last season in BTCC he has been phenomenal. And yeah, but of course the race is tomorrow and everything can happen. But I think today's qualifying has been quite fun. What do you think, Leighton?
Yeah, it was very entertaining seeing people go at the top of the table. And we just couldn't predict who could have got pole position. And at the end of the day, Andrei Sazonov got pole position, so they'll be looking to carry on that pole to the win for the race, and hopefully they do it. But you never know. But yeah, it was a very entertaining qualifying session, and it was very close indeed here.
And yeah, so that's been the qualifying at Mugello. Quite an exciting qualifying, and so it has been an exciting qualifying, and of course it was a pleasure for me, and of course quite surely for Leighton to commentate. And thank you, Flo, for the opportunity. And yeah, tomorrow I won't be here. Surely, I think Rance will come back, and someone else will commentate alongside him. And yeah, so I do hope that tomorrow it will be a good race, and yeah, see you soon, guys. So.